Hi everyone, I'm Michael Elliott. Thanks for being here. Welcome to this installment of Basic Korean Conversation. Today's topic is the Olympics. They're currently underway in Pyeongchang, and I've noticed by monitoring the foreign press that even the pronunciation of Pyeongchang has become quite an issue with NBC's coverage and other people trying to pronounce it and struggling with it. So we'll start with that. We'll start with the pronunciation of the host city, and then we'll move through important expressions related to the Olympics, athletes, different event names, and so on. And then we'll discuss questions like Summer Olympics, Winter Olympics, how to get to the Olympics, and that kind of thing. All right, so as I mentioned before, the correct pronunciation is not Pyeongchang. It's not a long A, like rang. I rang you up. That's not the correct vowel sound. The correct vowel sound is ah. So it's chang, not chang. And when you combine that with the first syllable, it becomes Pyeongchang. And if I came up with a little mnemonic for you to remember it with, if you think of the expression, I see. Now I see, it's Pyeongchang. So Pyeongchang, that's how it's pronounced. So think of it as, now I get it. Now I see. So it's an ah. It can be transliterated into English as AH. So not a long A sound. So that's Pyeongchang. Another important thing to remember when you're talking about the Olympics in Korean, so in English we say, I'm watching the Olympics, or have you ever been to the Olympics? But Koreans, they use the word without the final S to describe the event itself. So in Korean you wouldn't say, Olympics 보고 있어요. Nobody would say that. People would say, Olympic 보고 있어요. So just think of we have the adjective form of Olympics in English, which is Olympic. He's an Olympic swimmer, and so on, right? We use it that way. In Korean, Olympics is just rarely used, if at all. So just use instead the word Olympic. So Olympic. So Olympic 잘 보고 있어요. Are you enjoying the Olympics? So 여기서 잘 보고 있어요. If you say that, are you enjoying the Olympics? Have you been watching the Olympics? 요즘 계속 보고 있어요. Right? Have you been watching the Olympics recently? So Olympic 재밌게 잘 보고 있어요. Are you having a good time watching the Olympics? Okay, so that's one thing to remember, is that in Korean it's not Olympics, it's Olympic. And accordingly, Winter Olympics become 동계 Olympic. So 동계 is the Sino-Korean. The Chinese character for winter is 동, and 동계 Olympic. And Summer Olympics are the 하계 Olympic. So 지난 하계 Olympic 어디서 열렸죠? So where were the last Summer Olympics held? Right? It was Rio, wasn't it? Alright, so Winter Olympics, 동계 Olympic, 그리고 Summer Olympics, 하계 Olympic. 그리고 since we're on the topic, the Sino-Korean, the Chinese characters for the 4 seasons are 춘하, 추동. So 춘 would be springtime, 하 is summer, 추 would be fall, and 동 would be winter. But it's only used in these compounds with Sino-Korean words. Normally, Koreans would just use the pure Korean word for the 4 seasons, which would be, right, 겨울, 가을. So 겨울 would be winter, and 여름 is summer, 여름, and 봄 is spring, and 가을 is fall, and 겨울 is winter. Okay, so what event do you most want to see? So 무슨 경기 제일 보고 싶어요? So 무슨 경기 is event or sporting competition. Sometimes 시합 is usually the word that's used for a bout, like a fight. But baseball 경기, 야구 경기, it's a baseball game. tennis 경기, a tennis game. So the harder word for Olympic event, like a division, right, would be 종목. But people don't usually use that conversationally. So you could say Olympic sports, right? 올림픽 스포츠 중에서 뭐가 제일 재밌어요? What's the funnest Olympic sport? Or in this case, what event do you most want to see? 무슨 경기 제일 보고 싶어요? Alright, another important piece of vocabulary here is 개막식, the opening ceremony, and 폐막식. So 막, the Chinese word for 막, the Chinese character, is curtain. So 개 means to open, the opening of the curtains ceremony, and 폐막식 is the closing of the curtains. But it doesn't only apply to the Olympics. You can use it for any kind of event that kicks off with an opening ceremony and then has a closing ceremony. So it's fairly useful. Alright, now how about this one? If you want to ask a Korean, how do you get to Pyeongchang? Right? 평창에 가려고 하는데 I'd like to go to Pyeongchang, or literally I intend to go to Pyeongchang. And then how can I get there? So how do you go there? 평창에 어떻게 가요? So 어떻게 is how, 가요, go. 그리고 평창에, 평창 to, so 평창 to, how, go, question mark. That's what that means literally. So if you want to ask someone, how can I get to Pyeongchang? Okay, 진짜 올림픽 정말 보고 싶은데 I really want to see the Olympics. 동계 올림픽 보러 왔는데 I'm here in Korea to see the Olympics. 근데 평창에 가려면 어떻게 해야 돼요? 평창에 어떻게 가요? How do you get to Pyeongchang? Or how does one get to Pyeongchang? Alright, 그 다음에 대답, here's the answer. KTX 타면 돼요. So that literally means if you take the KTX, it'll work out. It'll be alright. So that 돼요 at the end means things will be okay. It'll be okay if you. But you can translate it as you can just take the KTX. So KTX 타면 돼요. That's the name of the express train, the high-speed express train here. It's an acronym for Korea Train Express, which is a little awkward, but it sounds perfectly fine as an acronym. So KTX 타면 돼요. 다음에, how long does it take by train? 기차로 means by train or by way of train. So 버스로 would be by bus. 자동차로 by car. 네, 여기는 기차로. So by train 얼마나? How much 걸려요? Does it take? So 기차로 얼마나 걸려요? 그 다음에 서울에서 멀어요. Is it far from Seoul? So Seoul, the Korean pronunciation is actually 서울, but when you say it quickly, it becomes more like the Western pronunciation of Seoul a little bit when you speak quickly. So 서울에서 멀어요. Is it far from Seoul? 그 다음에 let's talk about medals. So the transliteration of the word medal in Korean becomes medal. So the last vowel is different. It's not an it's written in Korean as a. So like in Pyeongchang, the same a. So medal. And gold is 금 medal. So 금 is gold. 금 medal. 은 is silver. 은, this pronunciation might be hard. Think of the sound in muscle. If you pronounce the word muscle, that think of that vowel sound we make in English when you say the word muscle. That bring that over and pronounce 은 medal, and 동 medal, and bronze medal. And those are the noun forms of the medals. The verb that they go along with would be 따다, which means like to pick fruit off a tree. So pluck or pick. So I plucked a medal is more how it's expressed in Korean. So 메달 땄어요. Did he or she win a medal? Right? 그 친구 메달 땄어요. Did that friend of ours win a medal? Or 그 선수, that athlete. So the word in Korean for an athlete in almost any sport would be 선수. 그 선수 결국에 메달을 땄어요. In the end, did she get the medal? Did she win the medal? 네, 결국에 마지막 경기에서 은메달 땄어요. She got the silver in the final event, the final competition. Alright, how about this one? She won the gold. So gold was what? 금 메달 in 1000 meter, 1000m short track competition. So 1000m short track 경기에서 금메달 땄어요. She won the gold in the 1000 meter short track competition. Alright, since at the beginning I said she, I didn't figure it was mandatory to mention at the end 1000 meter short track competition for women, or women's short track. It was obviously women's because we started the sentence with she. Okay, 그 다음에 the next important word is rooting for or cheering for, pulling for. So who are you pulling for? 그러면은 누구를 응원해요? Who are you rooting for? So 미국을 응원해? 아니면 한국을 응원해? Are you pulling for America? Are you rooting for America? Or are you rooting for Korea? So 응원하다. So that's the same we learned from 은메달. But this now, the final consonant on this syllable is like an ing, like an ng sound. So 응원해요. 누구를, or you could also say 어느 나라를 응원해요. What country are you pulling for or rooting for? Now this is a little harder. We'll move on up to a little more advanced Korean, just in case anyone with advanced skills is watching this. On the coverage, the TV coverage of the Olympics recently, I've come across this expression countless times a day, which is 대단한 연기, 위대한 연기, 완벽한 연기. A lot of people said that. So it's a flawless performance. 연기 has a few meanings. One is smoke, like 담배 연기. 너무 지독해요, 너무 독해요. Right? The cigarette smoke in here is too intense. That's 연기, that's different Chinese characters. Then there's 연기하다, which is to act, right? So 연기할 줄 몰라요. I don't know how to act. And here, the usage is more like performance. So 연기 in most cases will either mean acting or it'll mean smoke. But in this case, it means performance. So 완벽한 연기였습니다. 방금 I just heard that on the TV a few minutes ago. So 해설자 is the, what do we call it? The commentator. And the commentator said, 완벽한 연기였다. It was a perfect, flawless performance. Okay, so that's a little more advanced. One really important thing to learn is that in Korean people use the expression fighting to mean like go or charge when you're rooting for your team, cheering for your team. So Koreans will say, Team Korea fighting, right? And so in America, in a similar situation, we'd probably say fight, right? For your Broncos team or whatever, your favorite hometown team, you'd say fight, 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 right? Or go, right? We just normally use go. So when people say, Koreans will say Team Korea fighting, you could just understand that to mean go Team Korea, or go for it, right? Go for it, Team USA. Go for it, 아니면은, or just go Team Korea, go, or charge, right? It's a good way of pulling for your team. All right, thanks everyone for stopping by this edition of the show. If anyone's going to be in Korea for the Olympics, feel free to look me up on Facebook. Just type in Michael Elliott, 2 L's, 2 T's, if you have any questions about how to get around Korea or how to pronounce certain words. Feel free to get in touch. You can find me on Facebook at Michael Elliott, or you could just send me a text on YouTube anytime. Thanks everyone for watching the show, and go Team Korea. See you next time. Bye-bye.